let's take a look at tempo mapping. So for this particular track, the way I had set this up was initially on the piano, and the biggest issue was that this song had to follow what was going on screen. And so the hit points and the phrasing had to be very particular. What I found in the front end of this piece, because this was just a composition that was set for a movie trailer, was that the longer that it would stall before the downbeat of each new phrase, the more juice I could get out of it because of what was happening on screen. And so tempo mapping is something where we're allowed to change the tempo of the song as the song goes by, moving from left to right. In Pro Tools, if we go to the edit window and we look at the tempo ruler, and if it's not there, we can activate it by clicking the view here and activating tempo. There's a drop-down option there that allows us to actually go in, and we could do so many different things. We could grab the pencil tool and we could draw our tempos in. We can take the selector tool and select for a specific tempo change. If we go to Event, Tempo Operations, and go to the Tempo Operations window, we could say, hey, for this one bar, we're going to change the tempo to BPM equals 100. And hit apply, and it's going to put it in that one section. You can see it there like that. We can also use the trimmer tool then to adjust that. We can make changes to what that BPM is. We can adjust it along the way. When we're using MIDI, this is a fluid process. Once we have audio, the audio is fixed to tempo unless we change it to warp mode. So it does change how we work things, but if we're using MIDI only, this allows us to very fluidly and quickly make maneuvers. The mapping that was originally written on this track was written in a way where, if I open this up a little bit more, the tempo is essentially declining as we get to the end of each phrase, and right before it starts to speed up is where we see the largest decline. So let's actually take a listen to it without the click, without the metronome, and then we'll open up the metronome so you can see it. But this is how the performance went. And so what you're noticing is when you hear this passage, you're hearing it where you can actually feel that tempo stall. Let's go listen with the click. And that really allows it to get that energy. We go back and activate the strings that belong in this passage. We can really start to get that feel back. Let's go back to those real quickly. Oh, sorry, there's a bunch of copy-pasted stuff in here that makes it weird. Let's try it one more time. And that's how the tempo mapping works. It's kind of nice because a lot of times I'll get a client that, if I'm doing composition, tempo mapping is used a lot. But even then, I'll have a client come in and say, the song starts out free form. It's just me and an acoustic instrument. And then more music comes in, and that's the tempo. Like the beat drops, and it's the tempo. And this allows you to very accurately set that up. So it's like, even though it feels like there's no click rolling at that period of time, the option is to have no click rolling and then just have the tempo start when a certain bar comes in, or actually to have it feel like there's no tempo, but there's actually a click rolling on. It's just a click that's either slowing down like this, doing this rubato, or having a click that is maybe just slower or doing a little bit of a different tempo that allows some stalling out and really to get more expression. I feel like especially in music, the more time we have in some of these gaps, the more we can ooze the expression before we're about to go up tempo. So that's tempo mapping.